Welcome to the Forthright Realist channel. Good day to you. I day speak my mind and I go still speak more. This video is about how you can communicate effectively without arguments. It's important to communicate effectively and respectfully in a relationship. And finding ways to work through disagreements without constantly arguing is key. It's also important to recognize when a relationship may not be healthy or respectful. And seeking support or counseling can be beneficial in these situations. Ultimately, every relationship is unique and requires effort and communication from both partners to maintain a strong and healthy connection. Communication is a crucial aspect of any relationship, and feeling heard and respected is important for both parties. When one feels as though their opinions are not valued, it can lead to feelings of frustration, resentment, and even anger. However, it is also important to find a balance between expressing oneself and being mindful of the other person's perspective. When engaging in a conversation or argument with someone, it can be easy to become fixated on one's own point of view and ignore the other person's input. This can lead to a breakdown in communication, as both parties feel as though their opinions are not being heard or valued. However, it is important to remember that communication is a two-way street, and both parties need to actively listen and engage with each other for the conversation to be productive. One way to ensure that one's opinions and values are respected in a conversation is to remain relevant by making one's point clear and concise. It is important to take the time to articulate one's thoughts and feelings in a way that the other person can understand, and to be open to feedback and discussion. This can help to create a dialogue rather than a one-sided argument, where both parties are able to express their opinions and perspectives. Another important aspect of being heard and respected in a conversation is to maintain a sense of self-worth and value. It can be easy to feel invalidated or dismissed when one's opinions are not taken seriously, but it is important to remember that everyone has something valuable to contribute to a conversation. This can be done by focusing on one's strengths and unique perspectives, and by asserting oneself in a respectful and confident manner. However, it is also important to recognize when a conversation may not be productive or respectful. If one feels as though their opinions are constantly being dismissed or invalidated, it may be necessary to reevaluate the relationship or conversation. In some cases, seeking the help of a therapist or mediator may be necessary in order to improve communication and respect between both parties. Ultimately, the key to being heard and respected in a conversation is to find a balance between assertiveness and empathy. It is important to assert oneself in a respectful and confident manner, while also being open to feedback and discussion from the other person. By doing so, both parties can work together to create a healthy and productive conversation that respects the opinions and values of each person involved.
Here are 5 ways to handle communication where the other person is being disrespectful and aggressive in order to avoid disrespect. Stay calm and collected. When someone is being aggressive or disrespectful, it can be tempting to react in a similar manner. However, it is important to remain calm and collected and not let their behavior trigger an emotional response from you. This can help to de-escalate the situation and keep the conversation on track. Set boundaries. If someone is consistently being disrespectful or aggressive in their communication, it may be necessary to set boundaries and let them know that their behavior is not acceptable. This can involve saying something like, "I understand that you are upset, but I will not tolerate being spoken to in that manner." Focus on the issue. It can be easy to get sidetracked by personal attacks or insults when someone is being aggressive or disrespectful. However, it is important to stay focused on the issue at hand and not let their behavior derail the conversation. This can involve redirecting the conversation back to the topic at hand and ignoring any personal attacks. Take a break. If the situation becomes too intense or overwhelming, it may be necessary to take a break from the conversation in order to cool down and gather your thoughts. This can help to prevent things from escalating further and allow both parties to come back to the conversation with a clear head. Seek support. If the situation continues to be problematic, it may be necessary to seek support from a third party, such as a therapist or mediator. They can provide an objective perspective and help to facilitate more productive and respectful communication between both parties. In conclusion, while it may be tempting to respond with humor or sarcasm in situations where someone is being disrespectful and aggressive in communication, It is important to take the situation seriously and respond in a calm and respectful manner. By setting boundaries, staying focused on the issue, and seeking support when necessary, it is possible to handle these situations with grace and maturity.
Arguing can be a normal part of any relationship, but arguing too much can have negative consequences on the individuals involved and the relationship as a whole. Here are some potential consequences of arguing too much. Relationship damage. Constant arguing can lead to damage in the relationship between individuals. It can lead to resentment, frustration, and a general feeling of negativity towards one another. This can cause a breakdown in communication and can make it difficult to maintain a healthy and happy relationship. Increased stress. Arguments can be stressful, and the more often they occur, the more stress they can create for the individuals involved. This stress can manifest itself in a number of ways, such as physical symptoms like headaches or insomnia, or emotional symptoms like anxiety or depression. Reduced intimacy. When individuals are constantly arguing, it can lead to a reduction in intimacy and closeness between them. This can make it difficult to connect emotionally and physically and can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation. Lack of trust. When individuals are constantly arguing, it can lead to a lack of trust between them. It can create an atmosphere of hostility and negativity, making it difficult to rely on one another or feel secure in the relationship. Negative impact on children. If children are involved, constant arguing can have a negative impact on them as well. It can create a stressful and chaotic home environment and can lead to feelings of anxiety and insecurity in children. Physical health issues. Arguments can have physical effects on individuals as well. Constant arguing can lead to elevated levels of stress hormones, which can have negative effects on the body over time, such as the increased risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and a weakened immune system. In conclusion, while arguing can be a normal part of any relationship, it is important to be aware of the potential consequences of arguing too much. By striving for healthy communication and finding ways to work through disagreements in a productive and respectful manner, individuals can maintain a healthy and happy relationship while avoiding the negative consequences of constant arguing.